This exercise, we're going to take that basic idea. So I've done that as the general shape. Looks like a half circle. I've drawn a half circle. If I draw it this way, looks like a teardrop shape, pointy at one end, round at the other. So I've drawn a teardrop shape. Now, just for the purposes of this exercise, I've drawn it again, a little bit lighter, but I do have that drawing on the page, just so you know. That's what it looks like. Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to do something similar to what we just did with the blind contour drawing before, but I'm going to apply that while I'm looking at this and looking at my general shape. So my general shape is like a map. The blind contour that we did before, the contour drawing, gives me the particular interesting little crinkles and curves of what this thing is. So we're going to use that part of our brain, but we're going to sort of look at the map too. So I want you to really concentrate on still looking at this. So you're 99% looking at this still. 1% of you just glances back, has a peek where you're up to on the map. That much. So 99% here. So we're following this. I'm going to use the Sharpie again because I think you can probably see that one better. Okay. So it's not going to be perfect, but here we go. Following, so my eyes really following that contour, It's really relaxing. I really like it. It's more relaxing than thinking about the object. Just follow it, just believe that you can see it okay. Okay, so I'm following the contour. Swings up, I go up, and then I look at my map. I sneak a little peek at that. My map is the sketch drawing I did before, the general shape. I think it swings out a little bit more further than what I've got on here in my original map. And it curves in, curves down, follows along, and it pops up a little bit. Then it goes a bit more straight than I've got on my map. I have to turn my hand there, and the angle's slightly different. But there, I've got my general thing. Now, because I can look at my drawing this time, I can say, okay, there's a shape inside that I've sketched before. It goes here somewhere. I'm going to follow it. Mostly looking at the object still. Similar, very similar to the blind contour drawing that we did before. Keep on looking at the object. And then just sneak a peek every now and again. Have a quick squeeze at your drawing, see where you're up to. And then you go. Don't look like much at the moment. But then here's my basic drawing of the shell. What we can do from there is, if you think, what was all that fuss about? Why bothered to draw that? It's not much of a drawing. So what you can do is, obviously we can draw this onto a canvas, we can paint it, we can do all kinds of stuff like that. But just for the moment, even if you don't have canvas and you're at home or something like that, you don't have equipment, you can use a biro or a pencil. I'm going to try this one with a pencil. Now inside the shell, I can see, if I squint my eyes, easiest way to see tones, you squint your eyes. I'm just going to never be much of a colorina. I'm going to just shade a little bit. What shading does is it brings out the form. Now I'm going to maybe even wrap my curves here. I'm making curved lines, a bit of contour. More of a scribbler really, not so much of a crosshatcher. But anyway, however you want to do it. Some people even smudge, kind of works. I don't mind a combo of those things. So here we go. And you'll notice as you start to gently build up the tones, don't go in too gung-ho. Go gentle to begin with. And then when you find areas of contrast, put them in stronger at the end, but it's not that easy to make things go lighter once you've made them dark, but yeah, you can always darken them up from if it's light. So again, this is the sort of idea of following the contour where it curves. I could put curvy lines, or where it's a bit of a plane, I could create straight lines. So when you're shading, you can sort of describe the object a little bit that way too. If you squint your eyes, you'll get a much better, like I said, sense. So you might want to be doing this now. Just have a look at your object. Just look for light shadows, put them in, put all the shadows in light, and then look for slightly darker shadows, and darken up any shadows you think should be darker. That'll give you a bit more contrast. And then finally, in the last bit, if there's any shadows that are black or nearly black, maybe come back with your shading. A bit of shadow underneath stuff never hurts, to make it sort of sit on the ground. 9 times out of 10, if something's not really square, the shadow could be more or less an ellipse. I know that's cheating, it's not really looking at the shadow, but that's a whole other lesson, how to get the shape right. So let's just go with that. You could smudge it a bit, look more shadowy. There we go. So that'll give you a shell that sort of looks a little bit 3D maybe. Okay, so yeah, I might go on. Let's say you have a go of that. Look at your object. I'm gonna try shading this one and doing the outline properly. And in the time I'm doing that, you might want to start one. Maybe choose something simple. Could be a tube of paint. Bulldog clip's a bit complicated, but whatever you find, kind of the squished tubes of paint that are a little bit bent or something like that might be more interesting. Anyway, let's have a look. Whatever you've got, doesn't matter. So I'm just going to try this. I might not use the black outline on this one so much because it does tend to flatten things in the end. So I'm just going to more gently just mostly looking at the object. Mostly looking at the object. Not so much looking at the page. Normally people, when they begin, are very worried about how to do stuff. How to paint, how to draw, if it's going to look alright, and then end up spending all the time looking at the page or the canvas or whatever it is. But in fact, probably you're drawing something or painting something because the thing's interesting anyway. So if you can get some way towards capturing what it is about that thing that makes it such a big deal that it's worth painting, if you can just capture some part of it, the essence of what's cool about it, then your artwork will look good. And it's not about you, it's actually about the object. And it's kind of needs your skill to see it, to bring it about. But essentially, the thing that you're looking at, you've chosen it, you've looked at it, you've understood it to some degree, or you've understood what's cool about it, or beautiful about it, or terrifying about it, or whatever it is, whatever quality is in it that you love. And if you can communicate that in some way with how you draw it, then chances are it's going to look really cool. At least to you. And you're going to feel like, hey, I'm glad I did that. That was really worthwhile. Which is the point. Okay, so I've drawn this a little bit lighter, the outline, than the other one. Because when we put dark outlines on stuff, it tends to flatten it. So I've done it the same. Initially I drew like a half circle because it looks kind of like a half circle. I drew a little bit of a spiral because there was a bit of a spiral and a bit of a hole shape because it was that, you know. So that was kind of the basic map I had of it. Then it was like a half circle, a spiral, a hole, like that. That was my map. Yeah. And then on top of that, then I've done blind contour again. So we're not really blind, more like sneaking a peek kind of contour. So 99% I'm looking at that. 1% I'm actually looking back at my page and checking my initial shape. So when I've done that, same process again. I've got really deep shadows from where I'm sitting in here. You can probably see that. But I'm not going to do them really deep to start off with. I'm going to do them really light. Just because I want to be careful not to overdo everything. And you can do this with a pencil, but you can also do it with a biro. The big ones are pretty good. Just your standard average big biro. You get a good line. I love drawing with pens actually. It sounds tricky, yeah, it's got a bit of texture, but in the end, when I don't know what the thing is or how to draw it, I just try to believe that my eye will help me understand. So I just say, oh, there's a bit of tone there, there's a bit of light there, there's a bit of tone there, a bit there, a bit here. I squint my eyes. When you squint your eyes, what happens is everything goes blurry, but you get a better sense of the big picture. I like to use my lines, change the direction of my line so it follows the contour. So this is going up, so I put my lines going up. Somehow I think this helps. It's not a trick, it's not my trick. It works really good though. Looks really well. This is a curvy kind of contour line. I'm not that disciplined with all this kind of stuff normally. I'm more of a scribbler, so here I go, regressing into scribbling. And then all of my tones are pretty light except up in here. I'm starting to build it up, but still being a bit careful. I don't want to end up with all my tones being really dark and then go, oh, I need a bit of contour over here or a bit of contrast. And now I've got nowhere to go because everything's already dark. So just going to go nice and slow, building it up. Let that be light in there. There's a shadow there, but it's a light shadow. The thing I love about drawing is you right into the thing. So now I'm like inside this shell. I woke up this morning and I wasn't in a shell. I was just in a, oh god, I really need some coffee kind of, if that's a sort of a shell, but now I'm looking at this shell and it's like its own little universe. It's pretty beautiful. Okay, lots of lines. And little bit by little bit. Starts to build up. Kind of lost it on that bit. It's pretty tricky. Alright, needs a bit of shadow underneath it to sit it on the ground. Don't know how shadow goes. Actually, it doesn't really sit like that. I kind of stuffed it. Anyway, so like I said before, you can imagine a line like running through sort of underneath where the middle of it would be, and then draw a kind of a fuzzy edge, ellipse shape. It tends to look like a shadow for 9 things out of 10. If it's like a triangle or a square shaped thing, that's not going to work, but just for now.